What is going on, everyone? Rick Grimes for President here, bringing you, unfortunately, bringing you my final episode review for this half of The Walking Dead Season 4. And wow, wow, I can't say it enough. What a freaking awesome episode 8 was. It was titled Too Far Gone, and we understand why it was titled that by the end of the episode. I mean, the feels were just all over the place. I was jumping up and down. I was swinging my head. I was swinging my hands. I was just the whole episode. It was crazy. Every time it went to commercial break, I said no. Every time it came back, I was like up close and like ready to go. Such a good episode. Such a sad episode, but then again, they have to do some of the things that they do in order to keep you guys and me and everyone alike that's Walking Dead fans entertained. So let's jump right into it. At the end of the last two episodes were governor-centered episodes, and at the end of the last episode, um, the governor's has finally flipped the switch. He's back to where he was in Woodbury, but he has a new objective, and that's to keep Tara, Lily, and Megan safe. And that's his only objective. He's going to do whatever it takes to keep this group safe. So at the very, very end of the last episode, you see him right there at the prison, watching Rick, watching Carl, watching Michonne, and watching Herschel. And you find out during this episode why he was there and what happens with that. Um, this whole episode, if you're a comic book fan, I'm sorry I'm jumping around here, but if you're a comic book fan, this episode was almost identical to the comics, like almost word for word. Some of the speeches and some of the stuff, some of the emotions and stuff, obviously weren't in the comic books because you can't do real life emotions in comic books as much as you can in real life acting. So some of the stuff was there, some of the stuff wasn't, but otherwise it was almost exact, and I was so pleased. This was an episode where comic book fans and the show strictly show watchers could be completely 100% happy because the governor's standing around with his camp, giving this big long speech, explaining to the people, driving it into their heads, trying to manipulate them and brainwash them that these people in prison are bad people. They're murderers. They're liars. They killed his daughter, which, of course, he didn't mention that his daughter was a walker and his daughter was dead already, and he was crazy and keep taking care of her and not putting her out of her misery like she should be. So he didn't mention that to them. And so basically he tells them they have walls, they have fences, they have everything we need. We just need to go in there and take it. Nobody has to die. Of course, he knows in the back of his head that Rick's not going to give it up and that somebody's going to die. But you see how he kind of takes precautions to that here in a minute. Because he says nobody has to die. We can go in, we can take this prison, we can be safe, we can live there. They have stuff for farming, yada yada yada. And everybody in that gang's like, yeah, we're in. We'll do what it takes. We have to shoot a couple people. That's okay because we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be in this prison. We're gonna be better than we are right now. But they don't know what's on the governor's mindset. They don't know what happened. They don't know anything. They're just helpless people trying to survive in this world together that have found each other. They're not the governor. They don't have his intentions because his intentions, as we see later on, are a whole lot different. So then we go to a little side scene where we find out that the governor has captured Michonne and Herschel. When he was watching them in the woods, I guess Rick and Carl went off somewhere, and he went up and he captured Michonne and Herschel. He's trying to use Michonne and Herschel this whole episode as bait to get into the prison without, any altercations at all. He tries to explain to Rick later on, hey, we have Michonne and Herschel. We'll give them to you if you guys just leave by sundown, yada, yada, yada. That goes completely haywire. So he tries to do that, and he goes and he gets everyone ready. He gets, he says, we're going down to the prison. Everybody get ready. The kids and stuff, they can go stay over here next to the river because zombies can't get across the river. And everybody's gonna be fine. So Megan and Lily and a couple more, younger kids and some older people that are not capable of fighting stay there. And the governor rolls up, and this scene was so amazing. You see, you Rick and Rick and Daryl are inside, finally talking about Carol, finally, and I thought Rick and Daryl were gonna brawl it out right there, but actually Daryl was kind of about it. I think he was starting to get a little bit angrier, and then finally that big explosion happened, and Rick tells Daryl, "Holy crap!" Everybody runs outside, looks down the hill, and there's a tank and a bunch of cars with a bunch of artillery standing there, and Rick's just like, "Holy crap! We thought we got rid of this guy." So Governor, they scream at each other for a minute. "Hey, what are you doing here? We're here to take the prison." Yada yada yada. And finally, the governor convinces Rick to walk down on his own with a pistol in front of a tank and a ton of people with guns. And Rick just, strolls down there, and he's like, "What do you want?" And the governor says, "We want this prison. Get out of it by sundown, and nobody has to die." And Rick's just like, "We were here first, basically. We had to kill people to get inside this prison. We've been holding on to this prison for 8, 9 months, almost a year, really. And we're not going to let it go. We're not going to give you that." So the governor then pulls out his bait. He brings out Michonne and Herschel, and then it's a whole different scenario for Rick. Rick now has two people's lives on his hand right there in front of him. He has to make a decision whether or not it's to leave the prison and risk everyone's lives or risk these two people's lives. And Herschel was a really, really, really big part in this because Herschel kept looking at Rick, and Herschel's always wanted Rick to do what Dale was doing in season 1 and season 2, which was don't kill anybody, try to communicate with people, try to actually talk things out, and don't just go in guns blazing and think you can get what you want. So Rick tries this. Rick really, really tries this. He looks at Herschel. Him and Herschel have this moment. And Rick's like, "Come on, we can all live here. I know it's going to be hard. We can split cell blocks. We can do it." And the governor says, "Oh, I know we can do it, but that's not going to happen." And so, sorry, my phone went off. So the governor says that's not going to happen, and we're going to have this prison, and you're going to be out of it, and that's the only way it's going to go. And he flips a switch, and this is the part that I literally almost cried at. He takes off Herschel's head, chops him in half. It comes halfway off. Herschel still has a little bit of life left in him. Later on, he goes and he hacks him 3, 4, 5 times, hacks his head off, and I mean, what a scene this was. I mean, there's no more Herschel. Like, imagine that right now. He's been there since the end of season 2 and then season 3 on. Or, well, I guess, season 2 on, yeah. Season 2 on. The end of season 1 through season 2. I mean, there's no more Herschel. Like, that's big. There's no more, we're not going to see Herschel anymore. And there's not going to be any more of those talks. There's not going to be any more of a father figure there. So I don't know where the show is going to go without him having the backbone there, because now what's everybody going to look up to? Like, who are they going to go to for answers? Who are they going to go to sit and talk to? Because Herschel was one of those people that you could sit there, you could talk to him about something, and he would sit there and listen and talk to you, and he would give you advice, whether or not it's good advice or bad advice. He would still be there for you every single time, and they don't have anybody like that anymore. So that happens, and then Rick's just like, "Holy crap, I'm going to start shooting. Let's go." Everybody, Daryl snuck the guns in. I like how he just was like, bringing the guns in, Everybody has a gun. Everybody starts shooting. You see Maggie and Beth just like emotionally like whipped right there. They were just like done, and they just started firing. They had to do what they could. And this is where, my review is going to get crazy, because everything happened. Boom, 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 boom. And everybody was firing at each other, and then we see a little flashback back at the camp where the governor left Megan and Lily and everybody, and Megan's messing around playing in the mud, and Lily sees a walker that looks like it's trying to cross the river, and it gets halfway across, and she pulls out her gun, and I think at that moment she's thinking, the governor lied to me, these walkers can get across this water. We're not safe here. But then the walker finally, drowned and went. And then we see a walker come out of the ground, Muddy Walker, and bite Megan and kill Megan. And that's when we know, from Lily's perspective, the governor is a liar. He lied to me. We're not safe. He's not here to keep me safe. He should have been here with me. And so we see later on how that comes into play. So I'm going to try to wrap this up really quick, but there's just so much to talk about. This is such a huge episode, guys. So I'm sorry if this video runs 15, 16, 17 minutes. I really am. If you've stuck with me this long, please stick with me for the rest of the 6 minutes, because I got some important stuff and an announcement at the end to make. So then we go back to the fighting. Everybody's fighting. The little kids, what are their names? Micah and Lizzie. They come out carrying Judith with some other kids, and they stand up and they say, "Hey, we should be in this. We should be fighting. We should have guns." And they play a big role later on, because they end up shooting one of the governor's camp people in the head, which is really awesome. There's a bunch of little scenes where you think people are going to die and they really don't. Like when the walker came up behind Daryl, I was like, "Holy crap! They can't kill off Daryl. Like, they'll lose 2,000 viewers of freaking every single episode. They can't do that." And so he survives. Of course, Daryl survives, and he goes, total badass. Grenades the tank, and then when Mitch comes out of the tank, shoots him in the heart with an arrow. I mean, it's amazing what Daryl does. Everyone gets separated. By this point in time, they're just trying to get out with their lives. Daryl ends up with Beth. Maggie ends up. Who she end up with? Trying to think now. Tyrese, I think. Pretty sure Maggie ends up with Tyrese. A bunch of people on the bus, a bunch of people that were at the prison, like the sick people, they're gone. With each other. Rick and Carl end up together. At the end of all this fight. So we see in this episode, we see the end of the governor, which finally I've been waiting for the governor to get his reckoning, to get what's been coming for him. Because, let's face it, he's not a good person. We all wanted to see him go since he got introduced. And holy crap, how about that Rick and governor fight? That brawl moment when they were just going at it. Like, I was like, "Come on, Rick, come on, hit him." The governor would go back, I'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like, it was like watching a freaking UFC match times 10. It was crazy. And so the governor finally gets the best of Rick, starts choking him out. He was going to kill Rick. Like, let's be honest, he was going to kill Rick if it wasn't for Michonne stabbing her katana through his heart, putting him almost out of his misery. He didn't die completely. He was still breathing a little bit. But then up walks Lily, carrying Megan in her hands. I guess that happened before. Yeah, that happens before. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting this completely wrong. Anyways, up walks Lily, points the gun at the governor, and shoots him, because, the governor couldn't keep Lily safe. The governor couldn't do what he promised to Lily, and that's when Lily was like, "Screw you. I don't. You lied to us. Yada yada yada." So the governor's dead at this point. Everybody's separated. Most of the people from the governor's camp has been killed. A few of the people from this prison gang has been killed. Really, the only major characters that got it, though, were Herschel and the governor. I predicted a whole lot more people from the prison were going. So if you've watched my CBTV episode, you know who I predicted to go, and a lot of these people didn't go. So that's really exciting to see how they're going to do. How they're going to go along with that, with the show, because the comics, they actually die in the comics, and they don't in this episode of the show. So the fight happens, and it kind of ends. Everybody kind of goes their own way and scrambles after the governor dies, because that's basically who was leading it all. And so a bunch of people are scrambled, and Carl and Rick finally find each other and go to find Judith, and find an empty car seat filled with blood. And Rick and Carl have this moment like, we lost another one. We've lost Mom. Now we've lost our, my daughter and your sister. And what are we going to do now? And Rick tells Carl, just go, Carl. Don't look back. Just keep going. And we find out Well, if you guys didn't know, if you guys didn't watch The Talking Dead, Judith is not dead. They didn't announce her in the memoriam of The Talking Dead. She's not dead. She's still alive and with somebody. But who is she with? I don't know. I'm thinking that Tara, the other sister, Lily's sister. I think Tara, when she ran away, I think she found Judith and took her with her somewhere. I don't think Judith's on the bus. I don't think the little girl's got her or anything like that. I think she's with somebody else, and I think that she's gonna run. That Tara is gonna have Judith and run into Carol later on. That's just my prediction. This is probably not what's gonna happen, but just throwing that out there. So I'm literally speechless. Like the review, I know I've just given you a synopsis of what happened. I know you watched it, obviously, but holy crap, what a freaking awesome episode this was. Now everybody's gone. Everybody's split up. No more Herschel. No more Governor. Everybody's going their own way. So it's kind of like the start of season 3. Or after the season 2, after the farm, got run over, and everybody, found each other again. They're gonna have to find each other again. Like they're all apart. So we're gonna see where that goes when it returns in February. February 9th, I believe, is when the second half of the season returns, and I can't wait for it. It's like 68 days or something like that. Trust me, yes, I have a countdown. I'm so excited for it to return. I can't stand mid-season finales and having to wait 2 months. But I would rather wait 2 months than have to wait for the new season to start and wait like 6 months, whatever that time period is. So I'm not going to say I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, because it's obvious that you guys most likely 100% enjoyed the episode. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. Like the video, please. I know I got a lot of dislikes on my last video. I'm not sure why. Still trying to figure that out. I know it was kind of a rushed review, but it happens. I'm sorry. So I hope you like this review. I know it was a little long, but I told you I was going to have something for you at the end, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So be sure to check my next video. It's going to be probably next week sometime about my giveaway, since we have this 2-month span right here where I'm not going to be doing videos. I'm going to be trying to do some giveaways. So be looking forward to that. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching The Walking Dead. If it wasn't for you guys watching The Walking Dead, I couldn't do these videos. And I guess this is really, besides my giveaway video, I guess it's the last time you guys will see me until that next Sunday, that next Sunday, when The Walking Dead, returns for the second half of the season. So please, guys, share my videos as much as you can. I want to try to get as many views as I can, because the more views I have, the better giveaways I'm going to do. And who doesn't like free stuff? So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in February.